Alright, good evening, folks. So we're going to play some 911 operator tonight. Not sure exactly how long the stream is going to be. Might be a short stream, might be a little bit longer, depending on how things go. Had a request last weekend from one of our community members who said they were interested in seeing some 911 operator played, which I hadn't played live in a few months, actually. Long enough that it's rolled off of my VODs at this point. So it'd be good to kind of get back into it and play it for a little while. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, so I made a lot of changes to my video settings since the last time I played this, so hopefully everything looks okay. Hey, good evening, King. How you doing? King, you're just in time, just getting started. How's your weekend going so far, King? Going good? Excellent. How am I? Doing pretty good. So far so good. Had a nice Saturday. And I had on the agenda for the weekend to stream both 911 Operator and Cities Skylines. So it was a matter of, basically a coin flip trying to figure out which one I was going to play. I'm going to do one Saturday and then a different one Sunday. So I settled on 911 Operator for tonight, which means I will, hopefully anyway, do some City Skylines tomorrow. And I know that's one of the things you had said you were interested in seeing, so hopefully you can make it tomorrow. If not, I'll probably try to catch up with it next weekend. Something I've been wanting to get back to myself anyway. Alright. So, King, do me a favor. Is everything look and sound okay to you? Pretty good? Because I've made some changes in my video settings over the last week or so. But then on top of that, whenever I play 911 Operator, I end up playing with a set of headphones, which I usually don't stream with, to be honest. And whenever I hook up my headphones, I have to kind of recalibrate my entire audio setup. So let me know if things sound okay or if don't sound okay. Everything checks out? Okay, good. Thanks, King. Yeah, but you like 911 Operator. Okay. All right, good. Hey, Daffies. Good evening, Daffies. How you doing? All right, so King says everything looks and sounds okay, I guess. Alrighty. So yeah, Daffy's I did a coin flip trying to figure out whether I was going to play 911 or City Skylines tonight, so I decided to try 911 for tonight, and we're going to save City Skylines for Sunday. Good here. Okay, thanks, King. Alright. Yeah, I was just asking for a little extra feedback, Daffies, because I basically recalibrated my video and audio settings. So hopefully everything sounds okay. And looks okay. What's up? Not much. Daffies, had a nice afternoon here. How's your weekend going so far? We had really nice weather today. It was nice to be out and about. Unlike King, I didn't have any any desire to start my yard work this weekend, so I kind of slacked off on that. Seems fine. Okay, thanks, Stephius. All right, so let's see. We're going to pick up. Um, I had been playing a little bit offline some 911, but the last time I streamed, we had started building up the emergency services department in the city of Toronto. So I'm going to pick up from there and see how we proceed. We had started last time I streamed 911, which I think it was way far back, maybe as October or November. We had started with Toronto from scratch. So as you can see here, if everything looks clear, yeah, it looks all right. We have 12 duties on the in the city. Currently, we have about 12, and then 12 total units currently in our department. So we got 5 police units, including 2 standard patrol cars, 1 unmarked car, 1 police van, which I always outfit as SWAT units, pretty much, and looks like 1 motorcycle patrol unit, crew of 2 there. And we have, looks like 1, 2, 3 standard ambulances and crews, fully crewed. And we have 1 medical transport, which the main difference between the medical transport and a standard ambulance is the number of basically patients they can transport. So you can put 2 patients in a standard ambulance and then 3 patients in a medical transport. All hold crews of 3. And then we have 1, 2, 3 fire department units. 2 standard fire trucks, fully crewed with 4. And then 1 technical truck, so our tech squad, basically. And let's see, do we have anybody sitting on the bench? No staff on the bench, no vehicles in the garage, and a couple extra leftover handguns for our police department. 4 there, but that's only because we've started upgrading some of our units here. So our police van, our SWAT unit, we've outfitted with assault rifles and the shotgun for 1 here, and then also in our unmarked unit we've got 1 crew there carrying a shotgun. Basically, I like to kind of keep them equipped just to not so much for like patrol duty, but just kind of to give backup to our SWAT unit in case some bigger trouble starts going down. Let's see. King says, Kojo, you ever played Tropico? You got that game today. Tropico 5? Oh, okay. No, King, I've never actually played it, but it's funny you bring that up because I was in one of my gaming podcast feeds. They were doing a review of the new Tropico game just this past week, and so I was checking that out on video. It might be something I might be interested in checking out myself. And is it Tropico? I'm pretty sure that's the one where you kind of basically play like a dictator of a small island, right? Yeah, but those are like similar to like the city builders, like city skylines and things like that. So yeah, that is it. Okay. Yes, I have thought about checking some of those out too. Have you played any of the previous ones, King? All right, let's see. So, all right, so nothing extra in our garage. Nobody's injured, so that's good. Daffy says 5 or 6. I'm not really sure. Pew pew pew. Oh wait, hey Donna. Donna, you just on time. We just in time. We're just getting started. King says you're excited to check it out. Cool. How you doing tonight, Donna? Um, Let me see. So, King, I asked, had you played any of the other Tropico games? Oh, you said no, but you're excited to check it out. Okay, gotcha. Donna says you're doing well. Okay, cool. Glad you could join us, Donna. I know you've been asking to see a little 911, so finally got that in tonight. I was debating whether I was going to play it tonight or Sunday. Um, Sunday, we're probably going to play some City Skylines. Get back to that because that's one of the other things we've been getting some requests for. But for tonight, hopefully you can hang out for a little while, Donna, because we're going to be doing 911, so we're just getting started. So, um, what I'm setting up is I'm going back to the city of Toronto, which is the last city that I kind of had streamed last time I streamed it. So we had started building up basically their emergency services from scratch. So I'll go over the quick overview that I just went over just before you got here, Donna. So we basically have 5 police units, includes 2 patrol cars. We have 1 unmarked car unit. Basically 1 paddy wagon, which I always outfit with kind of heavy equipment like a SWAT team, and 1 motorcycle patrol unit. Then we have 1, 2, 3 ambulance, standard ambulances, fully equipped, or crewed rather, and 1 medical transport, which holds basically an additional set of patients. Standard ambulance carries 2 patients, medical transport carries 3. And then we have 3 fire department units. So 2 standard fire engines, fire trucks, and we have 1 technical truck, which kind of handles additional technical type cases. Their crews usually have higher technical and engineering type skills. So that's our department. We don't have any aerial units. We don't have any canine units or anything like that yet. And that's pretty much all we have at this point. And last time I streamed this, we had started out, we progressed through 12 duties, 12 shifts. And right now we also have about 102,000 plus in petty cash, which we can use to buy additional equipment, recruit additional staff, and also buy new vehicles. So I don't have any specific things in mind yet for this money. We could probably use another fire truck soon. That might be the next thing I try to save up for. Let's see. Donna says, all you need now is some tanks and you're ready to invade Canada. Yeah. Well, they do actually have, if you can see this here, they have an armored van in the police inventory. They carry a crew of 4. And I've never actually purchased one of these. This is worth, what does this cost? About 200K. So this is kind of a high expenditure. Usually by the time I start getting about 2 or 300K in petty cash, I'm trying to buy aerial units because I find helicopters, police helicopters, and medical helicopters very useful. And in some cases, the fire helicopter is useful too, but that's usually the last type of aerial unit I buy. Speedy cops, they always have an armored van somewhere, yeah. Yeah, so actually this is a vehicle that came in one of the newer DLCs. I forget which one. There's about 4 or 5 DLCs that came out for this since its release. This actually released originally in 2017, so it's only about 2 years old. And they are developing a new one, 112 operator, which they announced will probably be released sometime in 2020. 112 being the emergency services code in Europe, I believe, equivalent to like we use 911 here. So, and then they also have like a sport patrol car here, kind of like, looks like a little Lamborghini. This is like the fastest land vehicle in the game that they have. Actually, it's just about as fast as some of these helicopters. But they have all kinds of other interesting stuff. Some of the stuff I've never even bought before, like a police horse. I'm not even sure what the usefulness of that would be in the context of the game. It says here, horses can be handy in parks. They are not that loud. I don't know why we care about how loud they are, but But there's a good variety of things here. Some of it comes with the native game, some of it comes with the DLC. And then one of the other things I noticed when I fired this up tonight, I was doing some testing before I started streaming, was apparently there was a recent update to it and they've added some new achievements. So I don't know if we'll get to any of those tonight. I have to take a closer look at what those achievements actually are. But even after 2 years, they're still doing updates to the game. So, that's kind of cool. So, we'll get rolling and see how it goes. King says, hopefully 112 Operator will be released on console as well as PC. Yeah, probably so, King. As a matter of fact, I think if you go to the home page, let me see if I can bring it up real quick. I believe the advertisement page for it, if I'm not mistaken, already says that it's coming for all three platforms. Let's see. And I mean, I didn't even realize that 911 Operator had been released for consoles until recently. Because I think when I first bought it, it was only on PC, but it's since then has gone to console. All right. Unfortunately, looks like the page I first pulled up is in Polish, so I can't. I don't think that's the one. Maybe this one. Let's take a look. I don't see a link to convert it to English. Donna says, "Do you have the terrorist pick? Do you think the terrorists picked 911 because of our emergency services number?" That's a really good question, Don. I've often asked myself that. Not often, but I have asked myself that in the past. I mean, who knows? I mean, I think there's a good chance it might be a coincidence, but I'm not really sure. Yeah, I mean, I have a Steam page for it that came up in English, but obviously that's just Steam. It doesn't say anything about the other platforms. So, I could have sworn I looked the other day though, and there was a page for it coming to coming to consoles too. Well. All right. Well, I don't see a good link to put in chat for it right now, but I'll keep an eye out for it. Uh, King says, "Yeah, you want to get 911 hopefully soon." Okay, cool. All right. So I think we're going to start rolling with the first shift. And Donna, I know you had been asking me about it. So if you have any questions at all, let me know. But it's a basic resource management game, and the play style to me is similar to if you ever play XCOM. I think it's a lot like XCOM. It doesn't have the same type of graphics, but it's kind of the way you manage your squads and things like that is very similar in terms of the interface. All right. No worries, King says. Thanks for looking. Sure, King. All right, so let's start our first duty. All right, so duty doesn't begin until we press this button up at the top here, but what that allows us to do is kind of take a look at the deployment of our units. So kind of the way this works is when you first start your shift, your units kind of all generally start at different, station houses. So red for fire, white for hospitals, and blue for police stations. Now you can redeploy them to different areas of the map before your shift starts, just to get better, um, you know, coverage. Um, and once the shift does start, the police units will kind of patrol. They'll actually roam the map, and they have a certain percentage chance of finding out, responding to incidents that they can see during their patrols on their own. The other types of units, usually you have to assign them to calls as the calls come up. All right, so you have basically a units roster here that you can see all your units and whether they're assigned to calls or not. And then on the other side of the board, you kind of have an incident map that will populate as calls start coming into the 911 center and remain active. They'll appear on that list. And then if things kind of really start getting hectic, which they do sometime, you can also call in units, extra units from this reinforcements menu here. And I think the idea of this is like, your units, your city is overloaded, and you're calling in for additional assistance from neighboring jurisdictions. So that's kind of how I look at it. But you have to also pay for, their time and services. So, we're carrying basically 100K in petty cash. If things get really busy, that's an option that we could take advantage of. But usually when you're starting out with a brand new department, you don't have that much money, so you don't usually have those type of options. And if you came in and looked at this menu, the ones you can't afford would basically be grayed out, which is to say when you're first starting, everything's grayed out because you just don't have any money. But, we've been doing a couple shifts, so we've been building up our funds, and those are things that we can take advantage of. All right, so let's see. Right now I'm going to go through, so I have, and I'm going to look at my distribution. I have 1 police car in the middle, 2 in the west, 3 in the east. That's pretty good. Our paddy wagon here is kind of centrally located, as is our motorcycle team chain wheel. And then we have 1, 2, and 3 ambulances, and then our 4th ambulance is kind of centrally deployed. That looks pretty good. And then we have 1 and 2 fire trucks in the east and west respectively, and then our tech unit is kind of in the central. So that looks pretty good. Let's start the duty.
113 Lieutenant, that's 1011 on 116th Sutton. Yeah, I'm leaving Ashley. That's going to be a 9 Trouble north of the
All right. So this is a non-call center dispatch. So pickpocket. A woman's bag has been stolen. Suspect is running. So that's a pursuit case. I'm going to send a motorcycle for their speed, back them up, and we'll take this call.
911, what's your emergency?
The roof is on fire. Help me. It may explode in any moment.
Where are you, sir?
It's an old warehouse.
What's going to explode?
The fireworks. The warehouse roof is burning. Flames. The roof is gonna collapse into the warehouse. It's full of fireworks. Oh, dear God, please save me.
That dude sounds like he's about to choke to death.
Do you know if there's anyone in the warehouse?
No.
All right, I'm going to get a fire truck rolling right away.
Is there any chance there's someone near the building?
There's a repair shop nearby. There might be someone there working late.
Activate the fire alarm to warn people in the area.
Yes. Where the hell is that button? Okay, done.
All right, he better get his ass out of there.
Sir, you need to get out of the area immediately. Leave now.
Yes. Oh my God! Holy Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death.
All right. Ooh, that sounds horrible. All right, so that's a new call. We've never had that before. All right, so we got a fire truck rolling there. We have to see if they can handle it by themselves or if they'll need reinforcements. Oh, that guy died. Oh, that's a shame. They found him dead on the scene. All right, we're going to send them another fire truck as a backup unit. Meantime, we had another call came in. Let's see. Assault on a police officer. Where's that? That sounds pretty bad. Let me send our SWAT team over there, take a look at that. Boy, 3 calls just popped up. Let me get this phone call first, though.
911, what's your emergency?
Holy shit! Did you guys see that explosion? The whole neighborhood's on fire. We need the fire department now.
Yes, we already have the call on this, sir. All units are being sent to the scene.
I get it. So that's all you need to know?
Where did it happen?
I guess around 143.
Sir, are you at the site of the explosion?
Kinda. It's not that far away. I can see it from my window.
Thank you for reporting this emergency, sir. I've got the fire department responding now.
Okay, bye.
Gonna need horses? Yeah, really. Alright, let's get our third. We only have 3 fire department units. Let's get that third truck to look at that other area that this guy just called in. In the meantime, we got some other things going on. Let's see what we missed. So those are 2 fire units. Let me see. We got a sharp tool injury. Let's get an ambulance rolling there. And then we got... What else did we miss? Fire in the park. Okay, we just freed up a fire unit. We'll send somebody to take a look at that. That must be like collateral damage from the fireworks explosions. There's another one. Things are getting kind of hectic here. Good lord. Alright, hang on. Assault on a police officer. Okay, SWAT van handling that. What else we got? We got a rape call that's not handled. Let me get a unmarked unit rolling over there. We'll send an ambulance to back them up. What else did we get? A bomb threat. Oh, I didn't hear that one at all. There's a package left unattended, might contain a bomb. Okay, that would be a job for our tech unit. But they're still handling the other fire scene. Let me try. I'll send another fire department there and a police unit. Get a patrol unit over there. Okay, things are... This is... I'm going to tell you guys here, unusually hectic. So I'm going to do something I don't usually do. I'm going to pause here. You can actually pause the shift clock. Okay, so at the top of the screen here, you have basically an 8-hour shift clock. 8-hour, in-game anyway. Normally, for RPG purposes, I try to handle everything in real time. Right now, things are unusually hectic. So I'm going to pause here. Because in reality, I'm not going to be one person handling, the entire city of Toronto, right? And what I'm going to do is go top to bottom and triage the list. So let me see. We had a vehicle theft that is not responded to. I'm going to send a patrol car to run them down if I can. All right. And let's see what else. So we're handling... All right, we have a fire crew on the scene here. This is taking a really long time to resolve, though. I don't know why. What is taking them so long? I got 2 fire crews on the scene. What are they doing? So these guys are handling this fire. Everybody's handling the fire, but the problem is there's usually like a countdown timer that says how long it takes them to resolve the case, and this is not really counting down, so I'm not sure exactly why they're having trouble resolving the case. I have to come back and take a look at that. Let's see what else do we have. Vehicle theft. I just dispatched somebody there. Fire in the park. I have 2 fires in the park. But all my fire units are busy. That's simply going to have to wait. Okay, I just dispatched these 2 units to handle that rape call. This bomb threat. Okay, that's what the 1 fire department unit is heading for. And I just sent another patrol car to back them up. And then the last thing was a drug lord base. Lots of drugs are being stored. 3 possibly armed suspects. That's a job for SWAT. So I'm going to dispatch them to that, and I'm going to continue with the shift clock. Whew. All right, let's see what happens. All right, let me take another look at this fire call, because I don't know why things are taking them so long. Let's take this phone call.
911, what's your emergency?
Help us, please. I'm with the 2 children. We're trapped. The fire's getting closer to us.
Okay, where are you?
Where are you calling from, ma'am?
It's 1 call Avenue.
Is someone injured?
getting out of the building. They're coughing.
Oh man, that's bad.
Please tell me, how many people are there with you in the apartment?
Me and two of my kids. The upstairs neighbors are away for the week. Nobody's lived in the apartments below ours for a while now.
Is there a fire escape to your apartment, and can you get to it?
Yes. You can go through a window in the other room.
Okay, ma'am, listen carefully. The apartment is going to fill with smoke. You got to go with your kids to the other room by the fire escape.
Got it, kids?
Man, that might be an early chance because I don't have another free fire unit to dispatch.
Oh, we've made it.
Okay, so open the window and run down the stairs as fast as you can.
Got it.
Alright, that didn't sound good. I'm gonna send an ambulance there until I can figure out what the heck is going on there. I don't know, guys. I got the shit from hell here. I'm not really used to this. Hey, Chainwheel. Didn't see you come in there. Alright, so let's see what else we got. We got, that's being handled. A dog has bitten a person. Alright, I'll send somebody to take a look at that. Send an ambulance. What else we got? More fires in the park. So we got a lot of fires spreading here. Somehow they can't seem to get this fire out here. I don't know what the heck is going on. Alright, what's going on here? Oh, they need a police report to close the case. Damn it. Alright. So we'll get a cop over there and then we'll get them freed up to do something else. This fires are spreading here. Alright, what else we got? Pedestrian hit by a car. Needs an ambulance. Burning school. A lot of medical attention needed there. Where is that?
911, what's your emergency?
Finally, someone picked up. Where's the fire department? Can't you see the whole town is burning?
We
Yeah,
know about
we
the
can
fire,
see,
sir.
dude.
There are
We can
units
see.
already responding to the scene. More of them should be there soon.
Where are they? I'm at... And I can't see any.
Does anyone need medical attention?
I don't need a doctor. I need a fire department.
I'm asking you to calm down, sir. I'll send a unit there as soon as we have one available.
You're telling me to calm down while my garage is on fire. You need to send the firefighters here now.
We're doing everything we can to put the fire out. We have to save people first. Properties aren't a priority.
What if someone's inside?
Okay, I'm sending the firefighters now.
They better come here fast.
Alright, hang up, dude. You're not the only one having a problem here. Okay, so... Alright, I'm going to pause here again. Alright, let's see what else we got. So... Got school burning. We got a lot of fires. I've never had this particular case before. Like, what they've done in recent releases of the game, they've started to... Or recent releases of DLC, they've started to have what they call major incidents. And unfortunately, this is a major incident day. Normally, the typical pace of play is not this hectic. You usually don't have this many calls kind of popping in one behind the other like this. And unfortunately, it's not scaling that well to the size of my department. So... This is becoming almost impossible for me to handle in real time. That's kind of why I'm pausing the shift clock. Just to try to triage what we got going on here. So, the other thing is, I mean, this is also a point where I could probably use some reinforcements, but unfortunately the only fire department reinforcements I have is kind of this water bomber chopper. And that's going to take $50,000, which is like half of my petty cash budget at the moment, but I might not have a choice but to deploy that right now. I've never actually used that before, but I guess now would be a good chance to figure out exactly how it works. So let's do that. All right, in the meantime, let's see what else we got. Alright, I got a gun raid here. I just sent my unmarked car to do that. My drug lord base is being handled by my SWAT team, but that also means I need some ambulances over there. So let's find a free medical unit to back them up. And let's see. What is this called? Pedestrian hit by a car. I need a police unit over there if I can find one.
Waiting for instructions. Heading over there.
Alright. What are you guys doing?
If there's any FTO or crew for that gun turning,
Alright, you're going now, right? Okay. And what else did I have? Family trapped by a fire. Jeez. Good luck to them. At least they're out of the house. Alright, let's see what happens there. Whew.
Going to hospital.
Fire in a warehouse. Technical job. Yeah. If only we had more free units. Alright, where's that reinforcement unit we called for?
Requesting support. Requesting support. What are the
Let's
orders?
see what else we got going on. This is a building on fire call, also a suspicious person call. We'll send a motorcycle unit to check out the suspicious person call.
What are the orders?
Actually, we'll send... What is this one? Pedestrian hit by a car. Did I send a police unit there? I did not. Let me send this patrol car to do that. What do we need here? Still an ambulance. I'll send the ambulance back there. What is this one? Car bump. That's probably low priority.
Dispatch, do you copy?
Yes, I copy. Go ahead.
This is Chief McCluskey in District 12. We can assist under mutual aid protocols. I have a tanker and a hook and ladder with crews available.
Oh,
I can
how
have them
nice.
rolling immediately.
Absolutely, Chief. We could use the assist.
You're damn
Yes,
right.
sir. We're leaving station in a second.
Alright, that's new. I've never seen that before.
Heading over there.
10-4.
I've never seen that before. That's brand new. Whew, okay, let's hit this call, see what else is going on.
911, what's your emergency?
Help! The whole street is on fire. Every single building is burning. People are panicking and running away. Jesus, what a mess.
We know about the fire. We're doing everything we can to put the fire out. Please, hang up and don't block the 911 line.
Okay, got it. Oh my god. Wait! Somebody just ran out from one of the buildings across the street. Oh my god, he's on fire! He's burning alive!
Oh, good lord.
Where exactly are you?
It was a big green house at the end of the
What's
street.
your address, dude?
142.
I want you to approach him slowly and tell me what's happening.
My god, he's burning alive. We have to do something now!
There's no time
Never
to
heard of
waste.
stop,
Ask your
drop, and
neighbors to
roll,
help and put the
dude?
fire on him out.
How? What should I use?
Make him drop to the ground and use blankets or clothes to put the fire out.
We're running. He needs help.
Wow, that poor guy.
What's going on there?
We put it out. It's John, our neighbor. He's all burnt. What should we do next?
Make sure he
Don't
lies
do
down
anything.
and stays still and doesn't touch the burnt skin until the ambulance arrives.
And that's all? He's screaming all the time. We have to do something.
I can hear that, but as I said, there's nothing more you can do.
John says we can pour some cold water on him. That should help.
Don't do that. The burns are too serious. That might only worsen his condition.
Okay. Waiting for the ambulance.
Sorry, 10-4, thank you.
Alright.
Ready for
Sucks
the
to be that dude right now. Alright, so what is this again? This is a beating. Alright, I got SWAT team rolling there, and I'm looking for...
47 West
I need another free medical unit. Alright, I'm sending them.
I copy. Going there.
Alright, what else came up? A school burning. Jesus, like fires everywhere.
You got any FTOs with a PPO info?
Okay, I mean...
10-4.
Alright, I'm not really liking this event too much. This is like pretty much out of control. So, what else can we do? If we could just free up some fire units, I could get some more stuff taken care of here. What else is going on? VIP protection. Security requested the police to help secure a public appearance. Oh, come on, really?
What are the orders?
Fine,
I
you get
copy.
one
Going
cop.
there. Ready for the next.
Alright, what else is going on? What is this called? This is a beating, needs an ambulance. Alright, ambulance is en route. What else we got? More fires. Yeah, what else is new? Fires everywhere. This poor call up here. Oh, it's a family trapped by a fire, but I don't have any... I can't free up fire units to help them. Alright, what is this? Road rage incident. I don't think I have anybody free to deal with them. I'll send the unmarked. See if they can run them down. Unmarked car's pretty fast, but they're kind of far. I don't know if they'll catch them in time. Okay, what else is going on? Alright, a lot of fires, a lot of medical calls. What is this call? Still the warehouse incident. They need police there. And an ambulance. So let me send another ambulance there. See if we can get some of these damn calls closed out. Alright. Yeah, we know. But see, okay, see, this is one thing. Once your shift clock is over, you're not supposed to get any more calls. That's kind of the end of your shift, but the way this event is coded, we're still spontaneously getting additional calls, you know? Which is kind of, I think it's because the severity of fire is causing it to spread, so we're getting more and more calls popping, which is like really bad. I'm kind of out of units to deal with stuff, so let me see. We're supposed to get some reinforcements. Doesn't sound like those reinforcements cost me anything, but what are they dealing with? Looks like they're all sitting on one call. Alright, let me get these guys dispatched to do some other things.
Waiting for instructions. On my way. Sorry,
Alright, so what you can do is you can kind of pick from your units menu and get direct control of them, and we'll get them going some other places.
What are the orders? On my way.
Gotta get some of the stuff starting to close out, otherwise that damn shift will never end.
We're ready. Affirmative.
Alrighty. Oh, stop. More fires, more fires. Okay. What about a helicopter? Oh, not that one. I thought we had one already on scene. We do. But what are they doing? I can't tell what call they're on. And that's one of the other issues about some of these major events. They tend to pile the icons on top of each other a little bit too much sometimes, to the point that you start not being able to tell exactly what's going on because certain things will overlap. And let me see, is there any chance I can get them to redeploy? Doesn't look like it. Alright, so I can't get them to move. Let's see what else is going on.
2247 West Monroe.
Alright, let me just run the clock, and I'll see if I can get some of those other ones to start clearing.
Ready for the next case.
Ready for the next case.
Alright, who's ready? Alright, all our fire reinforcements are occupied.
Heading over there.
Let's see if we can get some of our ambulances to help close some of the stuff.
Got injured going to hospital. Heading over there.
Alright, what else do we need?
What are the orders?
Here, maybe?
Ready for the next case.
1125, can you go to the radio room? Got injured going to hospital.
Alright, got another medical unit free here. Where can I get them? Here.
Affirmative. Injured on board. Reporting.
Alright, this is really, this is like one of the worst days I've ever seen in this game, honest to God. I have never seen it this bad. Alright, let me see. I need some police cars up here to close that call out. And I still need... Alright, they look free. Maybe they can get up there and help close that call out. All right, what else is going on down here that I can help with?
Order the 10-4.
What are you guys doing?
Ready for the next
All right, they just freed up, so let me send them there.
Go in there. Negative.
All right, sorry guys. I know I'm not looking at chat right now, but I think you can kind of see why. And I'll catch up as soon as we get this damn shift from hell closed. Good Lord. All right, what do we need here? What are you doing? Oh, you need a police transport. Okay, so do I have a free patrol car? They just freed up. I'll send them.
Heading over there.
So what's going on here is I sent this...
Transport the hospital needed.
Standing by.
I sent this motorcycle unit to cover this suspicious person. So they put somebody to rest, but motorcycles can't transport prisoners, so you have to send like a car or a van to actually do that. So that's kind of why that motorcycle's stuck on that call. In the meantime, all right, some of our other fire units are freeing up. Let's see if we can get somebody on that. They're freed up. Let's get them on this one, maybe? What is going on here? What is this crew doing? Oh, that's the helicopter crew. They just needed more help. All right, let's get some of these guys to gang up on some of these fires now that they're freeing up. We need an ambulance there as well. Good Lord. This stuff is just packed so tight. It's very hard to see. What's going on here? Oh, another fire with a lot of injuries. All right, let's get 2 ambulances down there. Yeah, see, our police department stopped and spontaneously jumped on them, but... Okay. So intense the game just crashed, Chamberlain. I'm going to need some decompress time after I log off. Oh, man. Okay, so there was a patch that came out for this very recently. That's my first time actually playing it since the patch came out. Well, I tested a little bit offline. But hang on one second. I have not seen, like I said, one of those major incidents since then. And yeah, they actually they obviously unbalanced something, because that was not what I'm used to seeing. All right. All right, let's restart, see what happens. Jesus. Sorry, was I muted? Not sure I was. I think I was. What I was just saying was I think that's the first time I've ever seen it crash. I've never actually seen the game crash before. So, yeah, I'm a little confused about exactly where that specific type of call came from. Because... All right, so basically, let me see if you guys can see this. So right now, there's 4 DLCs for the game. There's basically a Search and Rescue, which is the last one that was released. And there is Special Resources, which is, I think is like a free DLC that came out a while ago. And First Response, which I forget specifically what First Response was. But what usually those type of like major incident calls come from is this DLC Every Life Matters, which kind of the last time I streamed this, I thought one of the recent patches, the devs had kind of made it unbalanced to a point where Every Life Matters kind of played a little bit like the one I just played. And it made things, you know, very hard to manage. So I basically uninstalled that, and I don't think I'm playing with that, but the game is almost playing like I didn't uninstall that DLC. So I'm not exactly sure exactly what that call that I just or that shift I just ran, where those calls were coming from. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do one thing, guys. So before we go back and give that another try, I'm going to exit the game. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click that DLC to basically reinstall, then uninstall it again to make sure that that's, not what is in the game. At least it shouldn't be, anyway. And we'll see if we get a little bit better result when I restart. Alright, so that's been installed and reinstalled. Also, welcome back, Daffies. Alright, let's give that another try. Actually, you know what? Before we do the next shift, I'm going to check one other thing too. Let me go back to the main menu again. Because one thing I believe the devs did when they released one of the last updates was they actually added another difficulty level to the game. Now, I usually just play on normal. There's an easy level, there's a normal level, and then there was a hard level, but I think they added an even harder level on top of that, which I can't imagine what masochistic fools would be interested in playing it at that level, but I'm wondering if somehow our existing save got escalated to that level. So I'm going to start from Toronto again. Well, actually didn't prompt me for the difficulty level at that point. Let me see if it tells me what level I'm playing on. Let me go back again. I think I missed something. No, it's not here. Masochistic fools, yeah. Man, I'm a lot of things, Chain. Masochist has never been one of them. Alright, so let me see. If I do free game... Let's just pick a different city just for start. Now, this is what I normally thought I'd see at the beginning. So, easy, normal, hard, and expert. Okay. So if I go back to where I was in Toronto, will it re-prompt me for the difficulty? No? It's going with whatever it was set to. Okay, that's interesting. King said, Kojo, do you get to choose from all those cities to play? Yeah. And really, one of the features in this game, King, is you can choose any city in the world, technically. Because it has built-in software that it goes out and retrieves like a map using, some mapping service. And it will spontaneously, once you choose a city, like you can put in any city in a search box. And it will go out to some kind of mapping service, and it will automatically generate a street map for that city with, supposedly real street names and actual authentic layouts, and allow you to play from that city. So you can have it from your hometown. You could have it from basically any city in the world. So there's basically no limit to jurisdictions you can play in. All right. All right, you know what? I'm going to try one more shift from Toronto. What I might do is I might abandon Toronto, because I'm thinking somehow whatever update that they might have made in the recent patches is not playing nice with my existing save, because that was a really hectic shift. I mean, that was quite unbalanced in my opinion. I don't think it should have been quite that unmanageable, but let's give it another shot and see what happens. It's pretty cool, yeah. Alright, so what is this? Homicide call. Witness saw an act committing murder, one suspect. Alright, so we'll roll a patrol car and we'll send unmarked cars back up for them. Let's take this phone call.
911, what's your emergency?
The roof is on fire. Help me.
Okay.
It may explode in any moment.
Alright, so it looks to us like...
Where are you, sir?
It's an old warehouse.
Looks to me like we're getting basically the same activity.
Sir, please try to describe the situation. What's happening?
Yes, I'm the watchman at the warehouse. I noticed the fire. It's already burning in the warehouse. It's full of fireworks. They could explode at any second.
Do you know if there's anyone in the warehouse?
No, I'm all alone in the building.
Is there any chance there's someone near the building?
There's a repair shop nearby. There might be someone there working late.
Activate the fire alarm to warn people in the area.
Yes. Where the hell is that button? Okay, done.
Try to turn on the sprinklers.
All right.
That's one thing that I didn't do last time. I didn't tell them to turn on the sprinklers.
It's working, but it's not doing anything.
Nah.
The fire is above the sprinklers.
Sir, you need to get out of the area immediately. Leave now.
Yes. Oh my God! Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death.
All right. So maybe if I get everybody on that quick enough, and I'm going to call for reinforcements now, maybe we can keep it from spreading as fast as last time. All right. Let's see what else we got. A spontaneous fall here. What's going on here? This is, oh, the homicide. I didn't need an ambulance there.
What are the orders? I copy. Going there.
All right. Meantime, let's see what's going on at this warehouse.
911, what's your emergency?
Holy shit! Did you guys see that explosion? The whole neighborhood's on fire.
Yes, dude. We saw it. We saw it. 911.
Yes, we already have the call on this, sir. All units are being sent to the scene.
I get it. So that's all you need to know?
Where did it happen?
I guess around 1 Street.
Does anyone need medical attention?
I don't know.
Sir, are you at the site of the explosion?
Kinda. It's not that far away. I can see it from my window.
Thank you for reporting this emergency, sir. I've got the fire
fires
department
are still
responding
spreading.
now.
Okay, bye.
All right, wait that.
Right away.
Okay, nope. Jesus, all right, we're still getting the,
Waiting for instructions. I copy. Go in there.
somewhat super high rate of incidents. All right, ambulance coming there, yeah. What are you guys doing? You can't put out fires. Go do something else. Seriously. All right, what else? Sharp tool injury. All right, they're freed up. You guys go handle that. What is this one? Loss of consciousness. Do we have any free ambulances?
Reporting.
We do not. All our medical units are tied up now.
You got any FTOs?
What else do we have? Fire in the park, large fire. Yeah, this thing is going to spread no matter. Seems like no matter what I do.
Heading over there.
911, what's your emergency?
Help us, please. I'm with the 2 children. We're trapped. The fire's getting closer to us.
All right. You know what, guys? I don't know about you, but I can't listen to I can't listen to a family with small children die in a fire that I can't do anything about again. I'm done. I'm not doing that one again. I'm just not going there. All right. So I'm just going to double check to make sure. All right. So I do have that one DLC, Every Life Matters, turned off. So that's not where that's coming from. I'm trying to see if there was any more specific release notes about what they changed in the last release. Can't blame me. Yeah. I mean, because even with the reinforcements, I had all those fire units available to me, all tied up on the larger fires, and that one family, I mean, I told them to run out the fire escape and get out of the house, which they did, but then by the time I sent an ambulance there, they basically, I saw that the family had all died. I'm like, well, why did they die? They're out of the house, I don't understand that. So, I mean, it just seemed to me like some of the last sets of patches that they put into the game have unbalanced the game a certain way, and I'm not really happy with that. Perhaps the realism goes a bit too far. Yeah, and I mean, I think you kind of have to balance the game in a way that you realize, that don't lose sight of the fact that your player is basically the single 911 operator for the entire jurisdiction. I mean, normally, you're going to have a whole department of 911 operators, and you'd be able to kind of coordinate better. But you can't have one person handling all that stuff, and it has to be better balanced than that. And the game has been better balanced, but it seems like some of the last sets of updates, they've unbalanced at a certain amount that, to me, doesn't look like it's getting better. I mean, that's basically why I turned off that one DLC, because that seemed to be the root of the issue for me. But even now, I'm still getting kind of, I don't know, what's the terminology? Basically, overloaded in a way that I shouldn't be on normal difficulty. King says, you agree, Chain? Well, it's supposed to be just a game, yeah. I might as well show you guys what I'm looking at, sorry. So this is the DLC page for the game. And Special Resources was, I believe, a free DLC. This is one that gives you extra, extra equipment, extra vehicles, things like that. All right, and then they have Every Life Matters, which is the one I deactivated basically a few weeks ago, because this seemed to be the root of all the problems with everything being unbalanced. Yeah, because you get stuff like the Boston riots, Miami summer festivals that get out of hand, and then this is what introduced the reinforcements function, and then first response. was additional events and resources, but this always seemed to be pretty good to me. Oh, this is the free DLC. Okay, special resources was something different. And then the last thing they introduced was this search and rescue, which introduced kind of a new mechanic, basically a search and rescue mechanic where you can execute grid searches and things like that. So I thought this was pretty good. This had some good content in it, but it seems like even with Every Life Matters being deactivated, I'm still getting kind of these riot level events. And even though I reinstalled and uninstalled it just now, it looks like I'm still... The DNA of that DLC is still in there, so something's not right. I'm going to try another new game from scratch. And we'll start in a new city and see how that works out. Because even what used to happen in the game is, you could have kind of more challenging days like that, like the one we just had. But it seemed like the game used to scale better. So when you were a small department, you only had but so much, so many hectic days and so much challenge. Then when you kind of got to be a larger department with even more resources, you would get bigger challenges. The game seem to scale better along with you, and it doesn't seem like it's doing that as well anymore, which is unfortunate. The Every Life Matters DLC was a freebie? Yeah. It sounds diabolical on the part of the devs. Yeah. Was it that one or was it a different one? No, Every Life Matters was definitely paid DLC. The one that was free was First Response. Yeah, that was released, shortly after the game came out. Actually, it was the same year the game came out. All right, so let's pick a new city from scratch. Yeah, but King, to your question, yeah, these are some of the cities that that I currently have installed, but not all of these cities came with the game. Some of them did. Some of them I downloaded myself, and in general, you can download any city. So basically, you just type in a city here, and let's see, let's pick something at random, something that's likely to not be in the game. Let me check. Do we have? We do not. Let's try Salt Lake City. All right, New Salt Lake City. So, yeah, you can see it generates a map and basically perhaps a smaller city. Yeah, we could try a smaller city. Yeah, so yeah, whatever technology they have baked into the game, you can literally download any city in the world pretty much. All right. Actually, the question is, what would be a small city? It's kind of hard to know. Let me see. I mean, one small city I know that came with the game is, where is it? Kapolei. This is something in Honolulu, but this is actually something in Hawaii rather. But this is actually a small jurisdiction outside of Honolulu that is actually part of the. There's like a kind of a campaign mode in the game. So this is a small city that that came with the game. That's one that I know of. I don't know a lot of other small ones off the top of my head. But let's just pick a city from at random. Um, Look what we got here, King. All right. Just for fun, let's pick it. I don't think I've ever done anything on this map, Tampa. Um, I don't think I have anywhere. Let's click it and find out. So we'll pick normal and see what happens. And I'm not really sure that it matters the size of the city itself that you pick in the game. I think the game takes a certain progression path in terms of uh, how it scales in terms of your resources and whatnot. Um, and even in technically a large city, oh, I have been here. It says I have 56 duties. Well, that doesn't sound right. I don't think I've ever done 56 duties, have I? That doesn't ring a bell at all. I mean, I got a good sized apartment here. I guess I have been here, but I don't remember playing in Tampa like ever. Now, I may have played that many duties in Miami, but I don't remember doing anything in Tampa. But maybe I have. I don't know. You know what? Let's pick someplace else because we wanna start from scratch. Is what we really want to do. Um, I've been to Baltimore. I think I have. I know I've been in Boston. I played in Boston a lot. Oh, I should probably also mention, King. One of the things that the game also does when you first install it is it tries to basically figure out where it thinks you are and asks you if you want to download your hometown map. Now, with me, it always figured it out wrong. It thought I was in New Jersey somewhere, so I don't know what it uses to try to determine that. Um, I mean, maybe whatever algorithm it used to try to figure that out, it was detecting, some server that my ISP used or something like that because it didn't have my hometown correct. But it kind of had an annoying thing where every time you started the game, it would ask you that. So I eventually just downloaded it anyway, just so it would stop asking me that. And then I noticed a few months later, it thought I was someplace else. So that's one thing that they kind of do that I didn't think was, I thought was kind of annoying. I know I've played in New Orleans quite a bit. Now, I looked at this a little bit earlier before I started. I thought I had played in New York City, but when I came in here, it told me I had 0 duties. So there's something weird kind of going on. Yeah, see, right now it tells me I have 0 duties. And I know I've played a lot in New York, so something weird kind of happened between the last set of patches. Oh, here's one thing. Here's what I could do. Let's go back to Tampa. And you can say delete save. Let's try that. And let's pick up our duty from scratch and see if we can start over. All right, so we'll play normal and keep our fingers crossed and hope that it plays like we're playing normal. Kojo Can't you click the box that says search small towns? Yeah, you can do that too. Because I think, actually, what is that for? All right, so yeah, we're reset to 0 duties here, and no statistics because we haven't finished a duty. Okay, so at least we did successfully reset. I think that checkbox basically expands your searches, because I think if you search by default without that, somehow it only searches like a certain scale, or there's some criteria it uses where you don't get everything that you normally would get. So yeah, you can do that too. All right. All right, so we got a brand new department from scratch. Looks like we're starting out with 4 police units, 3 medical units, and 3 fire department units, 2 standard trucks and 1 tech truck. Let's see, so we got a number of personnel on the bench. Let's see, we don't have any additional vehicles in the garage and no additional equipment. And we're starting with about $11,000 on the books. So let's start by assigning some of these personnel from the bench into our units. So let's see, I've got 3 spare police officers on the bench. I've got 2 extra seats for people here. And you can also click up here to kind of filter down police versus fire versus medical. And you see I have officers on bicycles. I can have officers on bicycles in Tampa, yeah. Yeah, actually you can buy bicycles in the game, which I've never done because I've never figured out what use they would be compared to some of the other units. But yeah, you can have them. All right, let's see. So in the meantime, let's assign 2 people. And, normally if I was playing this by myself, I'd kind of geek out on some of their stats just to figure out which officers should be in what unit types. But right now, I'm just going to assign 2 people at random to wherever we have empty seats. All right, so same thing now for our medical staff. Get them on the street. And then our fire department. Okay, so unfortunately we have 1 person on the bench here, and we'll get her in the rotation at some point later. So we do have some money to spend. Let's see. Also, let me rearrange my units a little bit, because when I play, I like my units to be in a certain order. That's really the only adjustment I need to make so far. Okay. Move them up. I think the first thing I'm going to do right now is I'm going to buy my police unit some body armor. And I won't be able to afford to put everybody in body armor, but usually in that case what I do is I assign by rank. So this guy's a sergeant, he'll get the first set of body armor. On this unit, this guy's looks like a corporal, so he's more senior, he'll get the body armor for them. And we've got like 2 corporals here. Also, I have to remember to give these people some sidearms. So let me start with some sidearms for them before I forget. And we'll give her the body armor. She's the best marksman, it looks like, of the 2 senior people here. Alright, so we'll start with that. And I'll give this guy body armor here. Alright, so we can't get everybody body armor, but that'll kind of help reduce injuries for our first few shifts until we start building up some funds. Wait, bicycles with a speed of 40 miles an hour? Is that what that said? That's what it says. Yeah. Which is only slightly slower than a horse, which runs 70 miles an hour, which I don't know how realistic any of that is. I mean, do bicycles go faster than that or slower than that, are you saying? Alright, so I don't think there's anything else for us to do here. We'll just hold on to the rest of our petty cash for now. And let's see about our first deployment. Alright, so this is an interesting map. I'm pretty sure I've never played here before. I'm kind of surprised that it showed me that I had 56 duties. Yeah, I think it kind of one of my saves from another city cross-contaminated Tampa somehow, I think. Because I don't think I've ever played here. Alright. So let's see how our deployment is. So we have 1, 2, 3 police units. Well, actually, this is an interesting map. I don't have that many police stations. I have 1, 2, 3 here, and that's about it. Got a bike here. Where's my other patrol unit? They're up there. Okay. I think I'm going to move my police van kind of here. And let me see. 1, 2, 3 ambulances. I think I'm going to deploy my third ambulance kind of maybe here. Alright. And then I got 1, 2 fire trucks kind of north and south. I got a tech truck here. Alright, that looks okay. Let's start our duty.
You got any FTOs with a PPO in 12?
Alright, missing person with schizophrenia. Patient of mental health institute has left the facility unattended. Okay. So this is kind of the search and rescue DLC mechanic that they introduced. So I'm going to send, I guess I'll send this ambulance over there to kind of take a look. Hey, Bam Bam. Alright, so now what we got here, we got a fight breaking out. A gang is fighting using club, 4 armed suspects. That sounds like a job for our van. We'll send a squad cars back up. Let's get this call.
911, what's your emergency?
My car was stolen
Where did this happen?
in the middle of the street. While I was standing at a red light, he just dragged me out of my car and drove away.
What's the address of where this happened, sir?
It happened at...
Oh, that's another search and rescue. That's pretty quick. 2 in a row.
So how many suspects did you see?
There were 2 of them.
Okay, I'm gonna need your license plate. Can you give that to me, please?
It's
What color is your car?
blue.
What type of car is it?
Muscle car. Expensive one.
We're notifying the officers in the area now. They'll see if they can find your car.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Alright, so that's unusual. We started out our first 2 calls as search and rescues. Usually you get maybe 1 or 2 the entire shift. My day's been okay, Bam Bam. My stream started out a little rough. Okay, we got gunshot wound here. We got 1 free ambulance. Let's get them rolling on that. Playing a little 911 operator tonight. But they recently had a patch to this game, so our start of our stream kind of, uncovered some what I'm going to say, some undesirable side effects to our existing save game. So we're just starting over a new save from scratch. How you doing, Bam Bam? Alright, red light offense here. Do we have any traffic cops who can run him down? We do not. So he's going to get away with it probably. Let's take this call.
911, what's your emergency?
Hello? I've been shot by my Uber driver.
Yikes.
Where did this happen? When did it happen?
They just shot me a few seconds ago.
Oh, poor guy.
Where have you been shot?
In the chest and in the leg.
Do you have a belt?
No, I don't.
I need you to rip your shirt or use some cloth to tie a tourniquet around your leg.
Okay. Done.
Are you breathing okay? Is there a lot of blood coming from your chest?
I am having a little difficulty breathing. And yes, there is a lot of blood.
Can you rip your shirt again to cover up the wound? You need to put pressure on it to stop the bleeding.
Okay. Done.
Did you see what direction the driver went?
I don't know. East?
Do you know what type of car it was and what color it was?
They were driving a blue Chevy Cruze.
I need you to stay calm. Emergency services are on their way.
Please have them hurry. I might pass out.
Alright. So that call actually is not from the original devs. That's from some of the workshop DLC. So it's basically community-generated third-party DLC, which some of it is actually not bad. Alright, so we got an ambulance free. We'll get them over to that. See if we can help that poor guy who just got shot by his Uber driver, of all things. Good Lord. Let's see. So this was a pedestrian hit by a car. We sent our police van to take a look at that. But we do need a ambulance freed up to kind of help with that. And I don't have a medical unit free right now. What else we got? Homeless squatters. People have moved into an abandoned building. Acts of vandalism, violence, and drugs. Well, my small department is like really tied up right now, so I might not be able to do anything with that. Here's somebody with a broken bone. We got a free ambulance. Let's get somebody over there to help with that. Actually, what is this one? This one was the pedestrian hit by a car. Let me send them there first, and hopefully somebody else will free up to deal with one of these other ones.
Object not found.
Let's send them to the broken bone issue. That's a little more important, I think, than the diabetes calls. Take this phone call.
911, what's your emergency?
Hi, I'd like to report 2 arguing men. They're shouting and pulling each other's clothes. I'm worried they will start fighting any moment.
Okay, that's a new call. I haven't heard that one before.
Okay, where are you calling from?
It's the car wash at...
Do you know either of these men?
No, I have no idea who they are. Haven't seen them here before. They scared all of my customers off.
She still didn't give me her address.
Can you tell if they have any weapons?
I don't know. Hurry, it's getting violent.
Where, lady? Where?
Guys, calm down, or else the police will come. Are you there, sir? I think they don't want to meet any policemen. They're running to a car.
Can you tell the make and model of the car?
Black SUV. They're driving away.
Boy, are they.
Were you able to get a license plate number?
Really? I don't see
Oh, I get it. This is going to be a search and rescue case.
Do you know the make or model of the SUV?
That's why I don't have an address.
No, sorry.
Can you tell me what the men look like? Are they white, black, Hispanic?
Both are white and tall, wearing dark clothes.
I understand. I'll have officers keep a lookout for them.
Okay, bye.
All right, I got one free police unit. I'll send them to deal with that. Let's see, what else is going on here that we haven't dealt with? We got the squatters here. I don't think I can do anything about that right now. Let me see. I have somebody having a diabetic incident, but I don't have a free unit. Although this ambulance just freed up. I think I'm going to divert them to cover this. They were on their way to the hospital with a patient. These little pips at the top of the vehicle icons shows you how many patients, or in the case of police cars, prisoners they're carrying. So they're carrying one of two. That means they can handle somewhere else. I just hope that doesn't affect the person that they were supposed to be taken to the hospital. All right, let's see what else is going on. We got a loud party here. 3 suspects. Drugs are likely being used. Okay. I think we can send our police van to take a look at that. Alright, so we can't do it now. That means that one of our calls timed out. Oh, that's too bad. I think that was the person with the broken bone. Alright, in the meantime, we got the diabetic call handled. Okay, so that's been resolved. What else we got? Pickpocket. Woman's bag has been stolen. Suspect is running. But I don't have a free police unit right now. Alright, so I'll have to wait. I can't help with that. So this one was childbirth issue, but I didn't have a free medical unit at the time, so I sent a fire department hoping that they could help out a little bit. But now this ambulance is freed up. I'll send them to handle that. What's going on down here? Oh, so this is a stolen car. Police are there, but they must have injured the suspect. Let me send an ambulance there to take this phone call.
911, what's your emergency?
A murder has been committed.
Where did this happen? How did it happen?
We had an argument. It was self-defense.
All right, I've heard this call before. This is a domestic shooting.
Who's the victim?
It's my wife. Could you send the police here?
Are you sure your wife is dead?
Yes. Yes, I'm sure.
Do you have a weapon?
Yeah, I have a gun.
You're going to need to put the gun away, okay?
Yes, I'll put it on the table. I'm nowhere near the gun.
Stay where you are. Wait for the police. They're going to be there shortly. They'll take care of this.
Okay, I'll wait. Thank you.
Jeez. Guy's pretty calm for someone who just murdered his wife. Alright, I don't have a free unit to send there for the moment, but from experience, I don't think he's going anywhere. I could send an ambulance to cover it until I get a police unit freed up, though. Alright, where are they going? They're going here. You know what? This ambulance just freed up. I think I'll send them to that domestic shooting, and I'll redirect this ambulance to this call. Which was what? Flu-like symptoms? Oh, that's not a big deal. What is this one? Serious intoxication. Alright, you go there. Okay, this police van just freed up. I'll send them to the domestic shooting. What is this called? Serious intoxication. I really could use my police units freeing up a little bit, but none of them are freeing up. What's going on here? Oh, this is the people that peeled out at the car wash. So I got one police car searching for them, and that's a pretty big grid. They might be their entire shift, so there's nothing I can do about that right now. What is this? Electrical hazard, technical job. All right, we got a tech truck that can handle that. What is this one? Cat in a tree. We'll ignore that because we got better things to do with our small department for now. What's that? Car bump? That's minor. Let's take this phone call.
911, what's your emergency?
Hello, I want to report an illegally parked car.
Where's the car parked?
In the shopping mall parking.
Can you give me the address of where this car is parked, sir? Is the car parked in a prohibited area?
No, but I don't think it should be parked here.
So what is it about this parked car that has you concerned?
This is my spot.
Sir, this isn't an emergency call. You'll need to contact the proper city services to make a complaint.
Oh, really? I thought you at least had to try to help me.
2247 West.
Alright, we're going to ignore that guy. Alright, so somebody's parking in front of his house or something. Who cares, dude? Alright, so what else we got? We got the flu light. No, that's the serious intoxication call. Let's send an ambulance over to take a look at that. Now we have some ambulances free. What's going on here? This is still the search and rescue for Well, them searching for the car wash deadbeats. Let me send another police unit to maybe help with that. So when you kind of have these search and rescue grids, there's two ways to manage them. One, you can just send units directly to the origin of the case, I guess, and they'll automatically, slowly but surely clear this out. The other thing you can do is if you have a larger department with more resources, you can kind of micromanage the search and tell them grid by grid where you want them to go. I don't like to do that usually, but kind of since we're at the end of our shift clock is at 0. That means we're not getting any more incoming calls for the shift. So I got nothing better to do with a lot of these units, and I'll have them kind of pitch in and kind of close out the shift a little faster, or the search a little faster rather, because this is pretty much the last thing we have to do.
Object not found.
What are you? 10-4.
There's nothing here.
13 King 84. Okay, Delta, Company Central. Copy that, over.
What are the orders? Affirmative.
Waiting for... On my way.
I'm understood. We 10-4.
Object
affirmative.
Object.
I copy.
Object not found.
Reporting. Understood.
Waiting for... Heading over there.
What are the... Affirmative. 10-4.
13 King 84.
Report. Understood. We 10-4.
Object not... Sector...
Reporting. I copy. Go.
We're...
Sector clear.
What are the orders? What are the... Affirmative. Waiting for... Right away.
Object not...
Heading over there.
Object not found. Object...
We're... I copy. Going there. What are the orders? I copy. Going there. Reporting. 10-4.
Object not... Object found.
All right, there he is.
10-4. We're ready. I copy. Going there.
All right, there's our 2 suspects. Oh, we got I got a minor injury here.
2247 West
Actually, not a minor injury. He's 60% health. That's probably not a... I mean, that's not a trivial injury. So we might lose that cop for a shift. And yeah, Ian Brooks was injured, it says here. His recovery is for 3 days. Now, he was the one on that squad where I didn't buy him body armor yet. Actually, we have 2 injuries. We got another guy here, but he's only down for 1 day. That's a minor injury. But yeah, those are the kind of things that happen when you have a small department. You know, you don't have enough equipment. You know, guys get hurt, and you miss calls. So let's see. We'll take a quick look at our shift summary. So we missed 3 calls. That's what we have in red here. So that was a timeout. It was a red light offense. Yeah, I remember that call. Basically, somebody ran a red light, and we just didn't have any free resources to go run them down. The homeless squatters that were kind of in the building, you know, well, they had a good old time, and you know, GG to them. This one was a broken bone. I had dispatched an ambulance to that, but they just didn't make it across the map in time, and so that call timed out. And this one, I think I kind of remember that the call was something like, you know, a pickpocket was running, and we needed, you know, police in pursuit, but I didn't have anybody freed up to do that. But, you know, you can't, basically when you have a small department, you're first starting a shift, you can't get everything. Can't get everything covered at the same time. But, you know, we'll get better at that as our department grows. But overall, let's see, we had 17 total cases resolved. And then we get this reputation score here, which is basically the sum total of your pluses and minuses in your reports here. And basically, as long as you keep your reputation on the positive side, shift to shift, you know, your department will continue to progress. If you end up with reputation going negative, you can get fired. So, and I've had that happen before. Although I think kind of with one of the last DLC patches, I've noticed that they've made that a little bit more forgiving, where I've ended up with kind of those super, you know, hectic, major event type shifts, and I've ended up with, you know, negative reputation on those shifts and not gotten fired. So I think they've made that a little bit more forgiving in some of their recent patches. But usually, you know, shift to shift, you shouldn't be negative. Also added this efficiency rating, which this is new. I'm not used to this. I've never seen that before. I don't know exactly how to interpret that. But mostly what you're looking for shift to shift is positive reputation and positive profit so that you can continue to add money to your petty cash to, you know, reinvest in your department, hire more people, put more vehicles on the street, and continue to grow your department. So those are the most important things. And then to me, the most important thing after everything else is right here, no deaths. Because, I mean, that's really the whole point of everything you're doing, right? You're trying to preserve life basically across your city. So that, to me, is the most important thing. All right, so let me see. Do we have any interesting calls that came in? All right, so all the green calls are the ones that came in by phone to the 911 center. All the things that are not green are basically kind of the spontaneous dispatches that we got, you know, popping up on the map. So let's see. We had the one call, the guy shot by Uber driver. We got +3 reputation on that. It says an Uber driver shot and robbed their rider. Man, does that happen in real life? I mean, I've never actually heard that. I mean, I see it in this game from time to time, but I've never heard that happen in real life. I mean, that's pretty nasty. I hope that doesn't happen in real life. I hope Uber would kind of screen people a little better than that, but I don't know. I guess anything's possible. It's a crazy world sometimes. So anyway, it says passenger was given first aid and taken to the hospital, so at least that guy didn't die. Good for him. So we had a stolen car here. Let's see. We sent the police to chase thieves. The car owner was checked and reported, successfully resolved. Doesn't sound like we found the thieves. Because normally I think it would say that we arrested so many people, but it doesn't say that here. But we still got +3 on that call. And here's a guy who called in who had shot his wife. Man, that's just ugly. Caller admitted to murdering his wife. Murdered wife reported dead. Caller is put in handcuffs and taken into custody. And we got +5 on that, but I don't know why we didn't really do anything. I mean, he turned himself in, right? Let's see. Here's a guy who called because somebody had parked in his personal favorite spot in front of his house or some such nonsense. So we ignored him, and that was obviously the right call because we got +2 on that. And then here's the kind of the search that we initiated because there was a fight, I guess, at the car wash. So this splits into two calls, which a lot of the search and rescues do. You get kind of the initial call, and then you kind of get the aftermath once you locate whatever you're searching for. So that's what the second part of it is. And it says arguing man was checked and reported, and it was successfully resolved. So it doesn't sound like we'd made any arrests. Let me see. Is anybody imprisoned? Yeah, we had 5 arrests, but this doesn't say that it was people were arrested here. So I guess maybe they just got put on report or something like that. All right, so that's our shift. So not too bad for our very first shift in a new jurisdiction. I mean, I've had rougher shifts, but so we're down 2 police officers. Luckily, though, we had one sitting on the bench, so we can kind of roll her into service. So it looks like we lost 1 police officer from a 4-person police van, and we lost 1 from our number 1 patrol unit. So what I'll do is I'll put her, Cora Martinez, onto that patrol unit. We'll give her a pistol. We don't want to forget about that. And so we get this guy back in 1 day. He'll be back in another shift. And this other guy, he's down for 3 days, so he's going to be out for a while. Let's see. In the meantime, we got $29,000 in our funds. So I think I'm going to hand out a few more pieces of body armor before we start our next shift. Also, thank you, Chainwheel. Chainwheel also says, Uber driver going on a shooting spree. Yeah, really. Yeah, it's too bad we couldn't find him. I think from that shift summary, it said that we didn't actually find the guy. But at least we, saved the life of his victim. But it'd been nice to have found him. Alright, so let me see. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to hand out a couple more pieces of body armor to our police van crew, because I send them to more kind of the heavy duty kind of, you know, organized crime and, you know, street gang fight type calls, SWAT response type calls, things like that. And actually, usually with my standard patrol units, I usually only have one person with body armor. The second person I usually give this system terminal. And what this kind of is like an in-car computer. And what it allows them to do is resolve cases more quickly. I guess, you know, they're looking up vital stats and whatnot on a police database and things like that. So once you kind of have a police unit assigned to a call, they can kind of get the clerical functions out of the way quicker. That allows them to close the calls faster and allows them to get back on the street faster. So my standard patrol units always usually have a system terminal. I don't know if I want to buy them right now. They're kind of on the somewhat expensive side. Let me see if there's any other equipment I want to kind of give some other units while we still have some funds. Actually, I think what I might want to do is add some recruits for our fire departments and fill out these 4-person crews. So let me take a look at the staff. We'll filter down to fire departments. All right. And do we have any good recruits here? Yeah, so we got some good recruits. So let's see. We've got a firefighter here with pretty high driving and tech skills. That would be a good addition. And here's another one with really good tech skills. Do they have a good driver in a tech crew? They do. I've got this person, Emily Thompson. She's a 95 driver, so I don't need a better driver here. I think I can assign this guy to the tech truck. And let's see what else we can do. This guy, Theodore Phillips, he's got 80 driving and 96 tech skill. He's also got 2 stripes, so he's got some experience. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add him to our top truck there. And I'm going to hire this guy who's got 3 stripes, kind of like a sergeant. And I'm going to add him to this one because they kind of need a little bit more leadership. He'll be the highest ranked person there. And we still have about 20K left over. I think what I can also start doing is start handing out some fire coats to our fire crew. So again, since I don't have enough money to kind of give everybody the equipment, I'll go by rank. So I'll add our top ranked person on each unit and give them the first set of fire coats. Oops. I think this person was on crew longer, so they have a slightly more seniority, even though they're the same rank. Okay, let's see. Is there any other things I can spend money on before we proceed? What about medical equipment? Is there any medical equipment I should be looking to give out? Oh, I got a better idea. Before medical. So we have 1 tech truck and 2 standard fire trucks. But one thing you can do is you can buy these technical tools and you can assign them to your standard fire trucks so that they can cover technical calls. So we're going to do that also. So let me see who has the highest tech skills here. All right, so we'll give you tech tools here. And on the second truck, tech skills. I mean, we could give it to the most senior person who has the highest tech skills here, but we also want our junior people to level up a little bit. So, tech. I think we'll go with this guy here. All right, let's do another shift. Let's see, Chain says, would love to stay longer, need to scoot. All right, Chain. Thanks for dropping in, man. Have a good evening and a good rest of your weekend. Okay, so I don't think we have a need to redeploy our units. We'll pretty much just go with the same deployment we started last shift with. We didn't add any new units. All right, hang on one second. Also, take another look real quick. Do I have any of my police units riding solo? No, everybody has at least 2 crew. Okay. Because we did have those 2 police officers that are going to be off, basically injured for a shift. But I just want to make sure I didn't have any units that were riding solo. Because you kind of have to be careful what you assign, what type of calls you assign them to. But no, we should be good to go. Let's start. So as you guys can see, the pace of our shift has changed dramatically since we started from scratch. And yeah, I think it has to do with the way they patched in the last release. It definitely unbalanced all my existing saves. Alright, so there's somebody with the flu. We'll send the ambulance there, and we'll take this phone call.
911, what's your emergency?
Good evening. I need help. Yeah, stupid thing.
What's your name, sir?
I'm Jacob Kobus.
Oh, this guy.
Where are you calling from?
Around.
Why'd you call 911?
My cat climbed up a tree and can't go down. It's very dark. Should you send firefighters?
Alright, cats and tree calls usually a pretty low priority, but since we're not that busy right now, I'll be generous and send somebody.
I'll send the fire department.
Thank you. I'll be waiting.
Now, that call I've heard before. That's been in the game for a while. That guy, Jacob Kopus. And there's usually a percentage chance of any number of different outcomes for most of the calls, but one of the outcomes for that call is you tell him it's not an emergency. He ends up climbing the tree to try to rescue the cat himself, and he breaks his leg, which is, you know, we got a free unit. We don't have to let him kind of do that. All right, so dealt with that. So in the meantime, there was a guy basically on some type of traffic violation going on there. So even before I could assign somebody to do that, we had 2 cops in the area that acquired him visually, and they picked up the call and did that spontaneously without me having to do anything. So we got another new incident here. What's this? No power in the area. The whole neighborhood doesn't have power. The faulty spot should be found and secured. Okay, so that's a good job for our tech truck. We'll send them over to do that. Again, this is a search and rescue grid pattern. But that's a small grid. 1 unit should be able to handle that. Let's see what else we got. Car blocking the way. That's another tech job. Now, I just assigned my tech truck to do this power outage in this neighborhood, but I will assign one of our standard fire engines to handle this technical job. But just before we started this shift, if you remember, we assigned technical tools to all our fire department standard units, so any of them can handle tech calls. Let's take this phone call.
911, what's your emergency?
Hello? There was a robbery.
Where did this happen?
Around.
How long ago did this happen?
Just a few minutes ago.
All right, this is going to be another search and rescue grid, you know, type mechanic, because we didn't get the address when we asked.
Do you have any injuries?
Yeah,
Where were you hit?
it's my head. I'm bleeding.
Okay, I want you to just stay there and wait until the ambulance arrives.
Sure.
Did they have any weapons?
Yeah, one of them had a gun.
Are your
Ooh,
attackers
that's
still
nasty.
in the area?
They took a car and drove away.
Can you describe the car?
Oh, jeez. That's a huge grid.
We'll take care of it. Just wait for emergency services to arrive.
Yeah, I will.
All right, we'll assign 2 police units to deal with that because they got guns, y'all. All right, what is this in the meantime? VIP protection. Oh, man. All right, we'll assign 1 police unit to do that. That's a waste. That's really a waste of my time. These VIP protection detail things. Especially when I got a small department like this. All right, in the meantime, what else we got here? Is pedestrian hit by a car. Where'd that go? Oh, that timed out before I could do anything. I don't know how long that was there. All right, what's this? Missing person with schizophrenia. I'll send a medical unit to do that search. So it looks like since the last set of patches, we get a lot more search and rescue events per shift than I'm used to. Yeah, I'm not sure that's good. Vehicle theft. Car has been stolen from a parking lot. Do we have a free police unit? All we got is this motorcycle. Somebody have to come along later to do the arrest.
911, what's your
Or the transport, rather.
Yeah, hello. There is a fight out in the street. Can you please send the police quickly?
How many of them are there?
4 men are fighting.
That's too bad, because I don't have police free.
Can you give me a precise address of the incident?
Yes, of course. It's at...
Oh, man, way down in the south.
Did you see if they had any weapons?
No, I didn't see any.
Is anybody injured?
I don't think so. They've just started and they're mostly shouting and pushing each other.
Well, that doesn't sound like an emergency to me.
Maybe it's possible to calm them down. Do you think you could do that, ma'am?
Me? No, I'd rather not. Can't you just send the police here?
I just don't have any units.
Are you still there, sir?
Ma'am, according to your description, this isn't a life-threatening situation. I don't have any police units available.
Really? I thought the police were supposed to protect and serve. Apparently, I was wrong.
Okay, that call I've had before. I almost never not send police there, but, I mean, we're kind of short of units. At this point in time, I don't think I have any choice. All right, so we got, what is this? Speeding, okay. Nobody to do anything with him. Oh, actually, he just freed up. Maybe I could send them. I don't think he'll catch him now. All right, what is this? Armed assault. 2 armed suspects. Ooh, that's not good. All right, they need a transport, though, because that's a motorcycle. What's going on over here? Is there anybody I can free up? What is this again? This is a... Oh, they're searching for armed robbery suspects. I better leave them on that case. Car bump and armed assault. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give up on that traffic violation. He's all the way across the bridge already anyway. I'm going to have him help with transporting this suspect, and as soon as he frees up, I'll divert them also to handle this call, both of them. Alright, what is this? Missing person with schizophrenia. Okay, the ambulance is handling that, so that'll be okay. Let's take this phone call.
911, what's your emergency?
My wife is giving birth.
Oh, man. Where?
Sir, keep calm. Where are you?
We were heading to hospital, but we got stuck in a traffic jam. There is no way we can get out of here. Please help us.
Sir, do you know where you are? Can you give me an address?
We're stuck near.
Oh, lucky you, I got an ambulance right there. Let's get them rolling.
Is your wife having contractions?
Yes. Wait a second. Do you have contractions? Contractions are getting stronger and occurs very
Sir, I've sent an ambulance, but it may not arrive before the baby does.
What? What does it mean? That's our baby. I don't know what to do.
You're about to learn.
Everything's gonna be fine, sir. You have a name for the baby yet?
Yes? We're expecting a girl. So we'll name her Lucy after my grandma.
That's a beautiful name. Sir, I need you to stay calm, okay? You're gonna listen to my instructions, and together we're going to take care of your wife and Lucy. Sound good?
Okay. Let's do it. What should I do first?
I want you to get your wife comfortable on her back on a steady, flat surface.
Okay, wait. I'll make some space on the back seat. Lay down, honey. You need to lay down. Okay, what's next?
Has her water broken?
Yes, my wife says so.
Now, you should tell your wife to push.
Okay. Push, honey. Push, come on. I see the baby.
Can you see the head?
I can't. I don't see the head. Oh, God, those are legs.
Oh, good Lord.
What am I supposed to do?
Sir, your wife needs to stop pushing and attempt to delay her labor. The ambulance is on the way.
Oh, God, we'll try. Please, hurry.
Alright. So I've had that call before, too. Unfortunately, that always ends up with a breech birth. I don't even know why they even give me an option to tell me to try to help deliver, because it always ends up the same way. Oh, well. Alright, so we had 2 fires break out, but luckily we have fire units free. What else we got? Desperate male is threatening to blow himself up. Alright, I don't have a free unit to deal with them, but I will now. Alright, let's send a police unit to deal with that. What is this? A wanted criminal was spotted in the area. Specific location of his hideout remains unknown, possibly armed. Unfortunately, I don't really have anything but this motorcycle unit to deal with that. What do they need up here? It looks like they need an ambulance. Let me send this ambulance to deal with that. Maybe we can close that call up and then send our van to look for this wanted suspect or whatever. Alright. Let's see what else is going on. Car bump. We'll send a motorcycle team to deal with that. What's on this phone call?
911, what's your emergency?
Yeah, I need some help.
What's the problem, little guy?
With my math.
With your math?
I have to do it. Will you help me?
No, I can't do that, but I can send someone else to help you.
Okay,
Well, where do you live, little guy?
no, with my math.
Yeah, I know you want help with your math, but where do you live?
No, I want you to talk to me on the phone.
Is your mom or dad nearby?
Yeah, but he's busy.
Can you ask your mom to come on the phone?
Mom! Come on the phone! Mom! Oh, son, what are you doing? The policeman is helping me with math.
What did I tell you about staying on the phone?
But I need help, so you call somebody.
Yeah, but I didn't mean the police. Hello? I'm sorry.
No problem, ma'am. Is everything all right there?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll tell him to stay on the phone.
It's all right, ma'am. Just make sure he's not afraid to make a 911 call in the future, okay?
Of course. Thank you. Bye.
Alright, so we'll ignore that call. In the meantime, while that was going on, I freed up the police van to go look for this wanted criminal suspect, and I'm sending him this patrol car as a backup, and we'll also throw our bike unit in to help them. Let's see what popped up here. Drinking in public, 2 suspects. That's not high priority. I mean, that's like traffic tickets, basically. Alright, but this patrol car will free up in a second. As soon as they drop off their prisoner, which they just did, we'll send them down to take a look at that. Alright, so in the meantime, I got 3 units on the search and rescue looking for that wanted suspect. I probably don't need all 3 of them. Although they will close the call quicker
Object not found.
with 3 units than they will with 2. What is this one? A red light offense. Hate to miss out on
Sector clear.
traffic ticket revenue. But I think it's more important to get this wanted suspect found. Alright, they just found him. Alright, so I'm going to peel off our motorcycle unit from this call to go run this traffic ticket down, try to get that money. And they should be able to handle, which they just did, arrest and transport of the suspect. Alright, good. Alright, not bad, not bad. Alright, what is this again? Oh, directly in public call. You know what, let me send a patrol car down there for them as backup, just in case things escalate. Alright, so we got 2 suspects here. It looks like they're just getting tickets, and neither one of them are armed. You can tell if they're armed because when you look at these icons, you'll see weapons icons just like you see for the police. So sometimes I have firearms, sometimes I have like clubs or baseball bats or whatever, or even knives. But no weapons here, so that means no violence. So these are just basically getting tickets. Oh, and that's it. That's the end of our shift. Okay, cool. Alright, so duty summary, plus 19 reputation, not great. Looks like we missed out on a lot of calls. But at least we're on the plus side, so that's good enough. 16K profit, and luckily no injuries this shift, so that's good. And no deaths, which is the thing I always care about the most. But we got a lot of red marks here. Or not a lot. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 again. Alright, so what happened? So pedestrians hit by a car, no action was made in time, -9. I don't remember that. I don't remember that call at all. Unfortunately, so that got away from me. So what else happened? So this is the men were fighting on a street. Okay, I remember that. That's the call where the lady called and I didn't have any free units, so I had to ignore her, which I just about never do. And since I got -6 here, I probably will never do again. What I probably do instead is just leave it on the board, and if a unit frees up later in time to go respond, then we just do that. Otherwise, it's not worth ignoring. We know it's an automatic negative reputation. So what else we got? We got, I remember that. That was the person speeding. They were kind of heading down to the south part of the map, kind of across the bay there. But we didn't have a free unit. We had more important things going on, so -3 there. And armed assault. I don't remember which armed assault that was, but that's really bad. That was like -15. So that must have been something I just plain didn't see. But even with those 4 red marks on our record, we still ended up on the plus side with reputation. So, kind of happens that way when you're starting a new department. This is only our second shift, and, our department's still really small. And we just can't get everything, All right, so do we have any other interesting calls? So cat in a tree. Okay, so that was that dude, Copus or whatever. So we kind of threw him a bone with a little bit of help from the fire department, +1 there, which is unusual. Usually with the cat and tree calls, you don't get positive reputation or negative reputation, even if you ignore them. They just tend to be nothing burgers. I mean, basically, you end up with 0 no matter what you do. But they might have changed something, so now we're getting +1 for that call. Or maybe it's just because that's kind of a scripted event, this guy, Jacob Copus, so maybe they changed and gave us some points from that for the future. Let's see what other phone calls we got. This was a street fight. That's the one we ignored. We already know that was negative. What is this one? Okay, I kind of don't remember this call specifically, but somebody called and said they were robbed, and I guess we sent... looks like maybe we did a search for them, but didn't find the robbery suspect, so we just gave the caller first aid, +1 there. And, this is the kid who called, wanted help with his math homework, so we got +2 there. Basically, for diming him out to his mom. Alright. So, not the best shift, but definitely not the worst shift we've had. Not bad for a second shift. So let me see. We should be getting a police officer back now. So yeah, we got this guy back. Let's see. We also, I think we had this officer we took off the bench. So the opening is going to be on our police van, basically our SWAT unit in training. Who has the best marksmanship between the two? So this person, Cora Martinez, she's 76. This guy, Tyler Parker, he's 75. I mean, it's very similar in terms of their marksmanship. And I always try to assign my best marksman to my SWAT unit. But he's slightly senior to her. He's a corporal. She's basically a one stripe. So we'll put him back on that unit and we'll give him his pistol back. And while we're at it, we'll grab a bulletproof vest for him. And let's see, we have 21 cam petty cash. Let's see. So we're just waiting for this one guy to heal up. Even when he heals up, we won't have a unit to assign him to, so he'll be on the bench for a little while. Or at least until somebody else gets injured. Let's see what else. So what other upgrades can we make? I think we can start adding these system terminals to our squad cars now. And also we'll give one to our motorcycle unit. Alright. So that's pretty much most of the equipment I tend to give my standard police units. The only thing I'll do going forward, I'll look to do is start upgrading their armaments on my police van, my SWAT unit. I'll probably start giving them basically assault rifles and shotguns and things like that. Because in the future, I'd start assigning them to kind of like the organized crime type calls and things like that. So you want them to kind of go through the door with some serious firepower and body armor. So that would probably be the next thing I'd look to do, start giving them better weapons. All right, let me see. Any other upgrades I want to make? I think at this point, I'll start adding some more fire suits to our fire department units. So let's go with our next most senior people on each truck. All right, so now we're down to just about $4,500. Yeah, you go through your cash pretty quick, but you know these are upgrades everybody needs. And at some point, I have to start thinking about what upgrades my ambulance units needs. They usually don't need too much to be effective. Also, the next thing I would probably look to start doing is start adding some of the specialized search and rescue gear that you can purchase. For example, you get things from that search and rescue DLC that came out last year, like drones, thermal imaging, basically night vision systems, search and rescue dogs, specially trained dogs to do things like that. And what that does is kind of allows them to proceed quicker through the search and rescue scenarios, those kind of grid searches that we have. Basically allows them to get through those calls quicker and close those calls out quicker. So that'll probably be the next set of things we'd be looking to buy. But for right now, I think we'll just sit on what's left of our cash and we'll do another duty. All right. And I think we might do about one more shift and call it a stream for tonight. And okay, so we'll just sit with our same deployment from last duty and start the duty.
113 Lieutenant, up at 1011 on 116 Sutton. D39 going to be at 91. I think I've been in top.
All right, so what's our first dispatch here? Somebody with epilepsy having an attack. So luckily for them, we have an ambulance right in the neighborhood. Alright, somebody suffered an amputated limb. Yikes, that's horrible. So we'll send an ambulance over to take a look at that as quick as possible. Let's take this phone call.
911, what's your emergency? Excuse me?
Standing by.
Alright, we're just going to ignore that. That's a prank call. It's actually a number of different ways to handle that particular call. But for right now, since I still have a really small department, I'm just going to completely ignore it. Alright, what else is going on here? So, alright, while we're taking that prank call, we had this call of a psychiatric problem. I already dispatched an ambulance to handle that. And what's going on over here? This was the amputated limb. Alright, so they're taking that guy to the hospital. That's resolved. What else we got here? Somebody with flu-like symptoms. Alright, so we're getting a lot of light duty so far tonight. Not too bad. Definitely a far cry from our first shift at the beginning of our stream. Basically the entire city burning down. And nothing we could do about it. Alright, what's this? Beating. A person's got beaten by a group of thugs. Yikes. Where is our police van? So we'll send our police van to take a look at that. And as soon as they arrive on scene, I will send an ambulance to go and see about the injured there. I'll probably also send one of these other units as backup, but I'll wait till the SWAT van arrives first, and then I'll send the second unit as backup. What else do we have? Another beating. 3 possibly armed suspects. Well, that changes things, but let's take this phone call first.
911, what's your emergency?
Dude, I have a problem. My head terribly hurts.
Sir, where are you calling from?
From home.
Okay, and where would that be?
At.
And the number?
168.
Okay. Are you hurt?
Yeah, no, but my head hurts terribly. I told you that. I ran out of my drugs.
Please don't call 911 if you don't have anything serious, sir. It's for emergencies only.
But my head hurts terribly.
Sir, we don't send an ambulance for a hangover.
Ew. Go fuck yourself.
Alright, so we'll certainly ignore that guy. Okay, so let's see, we had this call here. 4 armed suspects in a beating. Ooh, everybody's armed here. Let me see if I can get this police car over there in time to provide backup. So far, there's no violence happening. Looks like the police van is just... Yeah, they're making orderly arrests. Okay, good. That was a good call. That actually went with no violence. So, okay, that's good. What's happening down here? See if they... Well, you can do your own transport. What are you talking about? Oh, they still need one more transport. Okay, I'll send the van down to finish that call out. Yeah, because we have the one police car that can carry 2 prisoners, but then we have a motorcycle that can't carry any prisoners, so you have to send somebody else to do the final transport there. What else is going on here? Suicide attempt, a building on fire, and childbirth. Yikes, 3 calls. Let me just get this phone call first, though.
911, what's your emergency?
Hell, I can't breathe. I am trapped in the car.
Sir, keep calm. Where are you?
What orders? Heading over there.
79337
What are the orders? I copy. Going there.
Okay. So that guy passed out before we can get his address. We have to let the call trace figure out by GPS coordinates where he's actually at. And which means I can't close this window until the trace is finished. Alright, there he is. This ambulance is free. They don't have any passengers, so I'll redirect them to hopefully save that guy trapped under a car. Poor sucker. Alright, what else popped up in the meantime there? We had a dog biting a person. Okay, not a big deal. We'll send a motorcycle team over to take a look at that. We'll also send this ambulance that just freed up to go do that. This is the building on fire. It's a large fire, actually. I need backup.
What are the orders? I copy. Going there.
911, what's your emergency?
Hello? I'm a watchman at a construction site, and I just noticed there's a fire.
Where is it, sir? Sir, what's on fire?
One of the building's roof. It's on fire. I don't know what happened.
Is there anyone inside the building?
I don't know, but I think the workers...
Here's what I want you to do. Find the nearest fire alarm station and activate the alarm.
Okay, fire alarm. Sure thing. Get here fast. Hello?
Is the building connected to a gas supply?
It might be. I'm not sure.
What I want you to do, sir, is get help from the workers, try to locate the main gas valve for the area, and cut off the gas.
Okay, I know where that is. I'll do it right now.
I'm sending the emergency services. Please wait for them.
I will. Thank you.
Oh, I'll send them as soon as I have one to send, but right now I don't have anybody free. Oh, just found somebody to free up. Okay. Road rage incident. Let's send a standard squad car to run them down. What's going on here? This is the dog bite. Alright, they just freed up. What's this call over here? Oh, cat in a tree. We're going to ignore that. Too busy to be worried about cats and trees, and we don't get any reputation for it anyway. What's going on here? This is the large building fire. They need an ambulance over there. Okay. What just popped up? Something else just popped up. Illegal parking. A car is parked in a driveway. Traffic is blocked. Okay, so I need a tech truck or somebody with tech tools to go deal with that. I don't have one. In the meantime, though, I will send a police officer over there to well, number one, to get our ticket revenue. And number two, to make sure that call doesn't time out before I get a tech crew freed up to deal with it. What's this? Red light offense. Motorcycle crew, go run them down. What's going on over here? Oh, that's a big fire. Alright. So our other fire department units just freed up. Let's send one over there for backup. We'll also send an ambulance there. Actually, we need more than one ambulance. There's a lot of injuries here. My God, look at that. Send 2 ambulances over there, and let's see. This third fire unit I'll send up there to deal with that call.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm hurt.
Where are you, ma'am?
At home. My house is at Old Hospital.
Okay, I've never heard this call before.
When did it happen?
Now. Just now.
Did you hurt yourself, or was it someone else?
He did it.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
Is he still there with you?
He's left.
Could you give me more information about the attacker? Who is he?
We met once. I hardly know him. It was kind of a date.
I know that's not easy for you, but could you give me a precise description of the attacker? How does he look like? What is he wearing?
Dark hair, brown eyes. He's tall and strong. Wearing a brown leather coat with blue jeans.
Did he leave on foot or by a car?
On foot.
Does he have any weapons?
No, I don't think so.
Do you know what direction he went when he left?
I don't know. I wasn't looking.
Okay. What kind of injuries do you have?
He beat me, and there's blood.
Ma'am, did he sexually abuse you? I'm sending the ambulance and the police unit now.
Police? I can't. I don't want to speak with police. Right now, I just need an ambulance.
I know you don't want to talk about it, but it's necessary. The police officer is going to gather information and evidence which are essential to catch the person who attacked you. I can send a female police officer if that'll make it a bit easier for you, okay?
I really don't know if I can handle any more questions right now.
We need your help to catch that man. Miss, he's clearly dangerous, and he could hurt other women if we don't catch him.
Yes, I will talk to the police. Send them.
Object spotted.
Alright, so we're sending two police units to that location because we gotta find that son of a bitch. And also the ambulance to deal with her injuries. And that should be enough to cover that call. Oh, that was fast. So the other two units never even got there. It looks like our van handled both items. Or wait a minute. What happened to my search grid? Alright, in the meantime, what else we got? A foot injury here. Now, what is this? I missed this call down here. Epilepsy attack. Need another medical unit. Alright, these two are going to the hospital, but they're going the opposite direction. Let's see, what is this? Epilepsy, I can't help them. I don't have a unit close enough and they won't get there in time. Alright, I can't help. Oh, maybe I can get there. Well, we'll try anyway. Alright, and then they need medical help down here at, what is this? Fire at a construction site. Alright, so it looks like they got the fire out. They're just dealing with injuries here. How many injured? Just one. Okay, that's not too bad. And the assault case. What am I waiting for? Oh, I see. I was wondering why didn't they find him? Because he wasn't close to the original scene. There he is. We got this son of a bitch. Alright, so we got that guy at least. But I'm surprised her part of the call timed out before the ambulance actually got there. So I'm not sure exactly how that part of the call is handled. Oh, here's that part of the call. So it just says caller was checked and reported. So she didn't need any medical attention? Okay, I was wrong about that. I had that call before, but I didn't recognize the way it started. But I thought in the past usually you send the police, but then you also send an ambulance. And the ambulance usually deals with her injuries, and the police usually go off and search for the attacker. But it was like I sent the police van there, and it was like they automatically handled both parts of the call. So that was unusual. But we got plus 11 on it, so I guess we, I don't know, either told her to write things on the phone or we responded fast enough. That's a pretty high score, plus 11 reputation. But yeah, that's just a distasteful case, and I guess we do the best you can with it. So we got plus 11 on the call, and then plus 3 on the capture and arrest of her attacker. So fortunately, that guy's not going to get away with it. So let me see. We missed one call. This epilepsy attack. Okay, yeah. Just didn't have anybody on that side of the map when that came up, and everybody was busy. But luckily, that was our only missed call of the night. So -9 reputation there, but we netted still plus 50 reputation, which is pretty good. I still don't know how to interpret this efficiency number yet. I'm gonna have to, I don't know, keep playing that by ear as we get some more shifts in. And let's see, total profit of 44K on the shift, which is pretty good. Starting to do a little better on our fines and tickets. So I guess we got less traffic violations and whatnot, people getting away on that shift as we had in previous shifts. So we're getting a little bit more efficient. And luckily, as usual, no deaths on this shift. Let's do a recap of a couple of our call center calls. What was this? Prank call came in. Person called just to say I love you. So we ignored that. That was plus 1. This is a drunk who called in about his hangover, which is not an emergency. We ignored him. Plus 1. This is a guy who's trapped under a car. So yeah, he basically made the call, and then he sounded like he passed out as soon as he called us because we got no more details. But we were able to trace his call, and it says obstacle was removed. So I guess that basically means we got the car up off him, which is good. Car mechanic was given first aid and taken to a hospital. Successfully resolved. Plus 4 on that call. Nice. And then we already had the sexual assault call. We looked at that, and then the last call center call we took was this fire at the construction site. And so that was the one we told the guy, pull the fire alarm, and then look for the gas main to shut things off, and then help people evacuate. So it looks like fire was extinguished. We have a number of workers that were given first aid on the scene and taken to the hospital. Yeah, that's right. I remember because we looked at that. It was like a long list of people there who were injured, who needed aid. So it looks like they were all taken to the hospital, which is good. And the original worker himself was taken to the hospital, so no deaths. So luckily we got everybody out of there. And plus 5 on that call. So that's pretty good. So our shifts are getting better. Department's getting a little bit more efficient. We're starting to rack up some cash and upgrade our equipment. And let's see, we still have this one officer. So he's going to be out for one more shift, which is fine because we don't really have a new unit to assign him to yet either. Although, I was going to say we may in another shift have enough saved up to buy another police car, but we kind of don't. We need, we might. We're just shy of 50K, which is what it costs to buy a standard car, but we'd have to not only put another police unit on the street for him to ride in, but we'd also have to get another recruit hired and put on duty to ride with him. Which, probably about one more shift we could do that. We get another car on the street and another 2 crew to run it. All right, so let's see. So we're coming up on just about 3 hours, almost 2 hours 45 minutes on shift, on stream rather. I think I'm going to run one more shift and sock away a little bit more cash, and then we'll probably call that a stream. Let me see, before I do that, I might want to buy one more set of fire coats for our fire departments here. Let's see. Let's do that. So again, we're going in order of seniority. So 2 coats, that's another 5K. And I'd like to get my hands on some of these fire masks, but I don't think I consider that a priority right now. I think I'll just sit on the rest of our cash, try to save up for another police unit. All right, let's do one more quick shift. Alright, sharp tool injury, massive blood loss. Let's send closest ambulance there. Alright, we got a fight there. It's a job for our police van, but let's grab this phone call first.
911, what's your emergency?
Hello, I don't have an emergency, but I'm making a computer game about your work, and I'd like to possibly talk for a moment.
Sir, you should contact the Emergency Services Department with your case.
Okay, how can I reach it?
Please visit the department's website, post a request to meet with the dispatchers.
Okay, can I ask for your name so I can put it in the request?
Sorry, but you cannot. Please do not block the line.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thanks and bye.
Alright, so that's clearly a non-emergency. We'll ignore that call. Alright, so this is a fight. Gangs are fighting using clubs. They're going to need backup. Let me send this patrol car to help with that. What else do we have going on? Loss of consciousness. Lucky for him, we just got an ambulance just freed up. Although the ambulance has just freed up, I might want to keep them free for this call. Let me have them roll up there and see how that looks.
113 Lieutenant, that's 1011 on 116.
Yeah, we got 3 people injured, so yeah, we're going to need a second ambulance on this call. The gang fight. Luckily, none of our police officers have any injuries. These guys have knives, though. You can actually see them. Alright, what else we got here? Heart attack. Ooh, that's nasty. But I do not have any free medical units. That's unfortunate. Wonder if I can get a fire department down there in time to help that heart attack case. Let's take this phone call.
911, what's your emergency?
Hey, I live near the jail, and I think I just saw someone escaping it.
Which prison are we talking about, sir?
Fox River at the...
Oh, great.
Did you count how many prisoners escaped?
There were 4 of them.
4.
Where are they now?
I don't know. They drove away quickly, heading north.
Did they have someone waiting for them?
No, it seemed like they've stolen a car.
Was there someone in the car?
Yes, the driver. They dragged him out of the car, hit a few times, threw him in the trunk.
Did you get a look at the car? Make, model, color, that kind of thing?
Well, it was a white car. I believe it was a sedan. A
Okay, thanks for the call. The police will start looking for them.
Good luck.
I copy. I'm reporting.
All right, so Donna says, decided you probably won't get this game. Looks too mappish. Okay.
Ready for the next case.
There is another game similar to this, Donna, you might be interested in. It has more 3D graphics. I'm trying to remember what the name of it is. Let me, after I finish this, let me look it up for you. You might be more interested in that. I just can't remember off the top of my head right now what the name of it is. Alright, let's see, what else did we not cover? We got a fallen tree here, and some other stuff. What's going on here again? Oh, this is the search for the escaped prisoners. Let me see if I can get another police unit on that search with them.
113 Lieutenant, that's 1011 on 116 Sutton.
Red light offense, escape patrol car. See if they can catch them in time. They might not, though.
2247 West Monroe. 5DVO, 10-5 that location.
Going to pop over to Daffy's and see if he derails his train. All right, Donna. Thanks for hanging out. Daffy's is streaming right now.
2247 West Monroe.
911, what's your emergency?
Tampa! There's a bat in my apartment!
What's your address? Ma'am, you can help yourself here. Just open a window wide and turn off the lights. Before you know it, the bat'll be gone.
No way am I coming out of here.
You have to. I'm not going to send an officer over there. Your life's not in danger. It's not even an emergency. It's a bat in your house.
He's streaming and stalking you, you see. Okay.
You can do it, ma'am. Just be careful, okay?
I can't. I really can't.
13 King 84.
All right. Let's see. What else is going on that I haven't? Okay. So right now, the biggest event we have going on is a prison escape. I don't know. I got 3 police units looking. That's the best we can do for now. At least until I get them some search and rescue upgrades. What else we got going on? Wrong way driver. Well, let's see. We just got 1 patrol car freed up. Let's send somebody over there to deal with that. Stalking Kojo. That's your job. Find someone else to stalk. All right. So anybody else who's hanging out or lurking, definitely go give our buddy Daffy's a follow, and be sure to check him out tonight. What's Daffy's doing, Donna? He's doing train sim tonight. All right. So we found the escaped prisoners, but we're also going to need medical attention there. Send a ambulance crew to back up our police units. But we got 3 police units on top of them. That's a world of hurt for them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that escalated quickly. I knew it would. All right. In the meantime, what else we got? Epilepsy attack and a dog bite. All right. We got 2 ambulances free to deal with both of those, but I need a police unit free to take a police report on the dog bite. Luckily, we had one just freed up to deal with that. That's epilepsy. Let's take this phone call.
911, what's your emergency?
God help! There's a baby in our garbage container!
Oh God, I've had this call before. The old baby in the garbage call.
Ma'am, where are you calling from?
Disgusting.
Can you see the baby?
Yes. I can see and hear it, but I'm not able to reach it. I'm too short. It must be a newborn.
Did you try to stand on something so you could reach the baby?
No, there's nothing really I could use.
Look around. Is there anyone nearby? Somebody walking past? Maybe a neighbor?
Wait a second. I'll call someone. Mr. Wilson! Mr. Wilson! Please help me. There's a child inside. I need you to lift me up.
Carefully pull the baby out of the dumpster.
Okay, I did it. I have him in my hand.
Make sure the baby can breathe freely.
Oh my. Its mouth is full of mucus. I'll wipe it.
You're doing great. I've got an ambulance on the way, so just wait there, okay?
Okay, I'll wait right here. Come quick.
Yeah, I'm leaving Adelaide. That's going to be a 9 to 1. Trouble going to the other 10-11.
Alright, so hopefully this call will close up pretty quick. Although it looks like we're going to need more ambulances to finish it. And they're all tied up right now. What else we got? This is the baby in the dumpster. Let me get this ambulance over there since they're close by. As soon as this one drops their patients off at the hospital, they'll have to double back. Alright, what do we need over here? Oh, nothing. They're done. What is this? Missing child. Parents reported missing child. Possible abduction. However, there is no information if someone was involved. Alright, I'll send a police unit to take a look at that. What is this popped up? Vandals. 5 suspects. I don't have enough to deal with that right now. Let me send this ambulance back to deal with that call. What's this one?
911, what's your emergency?
There's a fire here.
Where are you, sir?
In front of...
So what's on fire?
I guess it's a living room.
I need you to be more specific, sir. Is the room in a house or an apartment?
It's part of the house.
Alright, so how big is the fire?
It's kind of big, like the size of a bonfire.
Is the fire spreading anywhere?
Yes.
The fire department is on the way.
Okay.
I copy. Go in there.
Alright, what do they need here? This is missing child. Alright, what is this going on? Got a vandalism call here, so I got our 4-person police van heading there, but they need backup, so let me send another...
We're ready. We're ready.
You got any,
Injured on board. 10-4.
Squad cars backup for them. Alright, what's this building on fire? Large fire. Alright, so we'll get some... we'll get a fire truck over there as fast as we can, and... What's that? Oh, that's the missing child. Okay, they're good. And we'll send an ambulance to back up the fire truck there. Another fire truck's freed up. That's a large fire, so we'll send 2 fire trucks there. 1 more trip for the ambulance here. Hopefully we'll close out this call, which is what again? The prison escape. Oh, that got messy. What else? Shoplifting call. Shoplifter was apprehended in a supermarket. Security guard is waiting for the police. Okay. So I need a police transport there, but I don't have a free police unit.
Police transport standing by.
Alright, we just got a police transport. I'll divert them immediately, because I don't want that to time out. Even though they already have a prisoner being transported, they have 1 seat free for a second prisoner, so I should be okay. Alright, so this over here is what? The large building fire, but yeah, we got 2 fire trucks heading and an ambulance. And this actually should be our last call to shift, because our shift clock is now at 0. So we'll send 1 more fire unit there, but chances are they'll finish this before they can arrive.
Got injured going to the...
Case solved.
But it doesn't hurt to send more help.
Ready for the next case.
Alright, so we got our first set of promotions after this shift. So 2 police promotions and 1 paramedic promotion, which is cool. Plus 44 overall. Earned 41k profit on that shift. Looks like we only missed... Oh, we missed 2 calls. Missed a heart attack, which is... Ooh, that's bad. And we missed a pickpocket call. Kind of remember that call. I thought we at least dispatched somebody there, but I guess they didn't get there in time. but still netted plus 44 there. No injuries, no deaths, always good. Let's see what we got in the call center. So this is the game developer called with questions about the operator's work. We ignored him. Plus 3. Bat in a room. We ignored that. But no impact plus or minus to reputation, which is okay. Let's see. Prison escape call. Oh, that's right. That was pretty busy. That took a long time to get through that. So it just says plus 5 successfully resolved. No secondary. Oh yeah, here's a secondary for that. So fugitives started a fight and were injured. Some heavily injured, and they were taken to a hospital. Others arrested, I guess. Plus 3 on that. So looks like the net was plus 8 in both cases, both ends of that call. 2 ends of that, because there's basically a search and rescue event, which often splits that way. Let's see what else. Child found. Oh, woman who called because she found a baby in a dumpster. Good Lord. All right, newborn was given first aid, taken to a hospital. Plus 5 there. Terrible way for a kid to begin life. And what was this? This is a fire? Oh, this is a guy that walked past and saw a house fire and reported it. So fire has been extinguished. Plus 2 on that. Okay. Let's see. Any other interesting calls? So we had a missing child here. That was a search and rescue scenario. Plus 5 there. Building fire here. What is? Don't quite remember that one, but we got plus 3 on that. Anything interesting other than those? Fallen tree there. Don't really remember that. Alright, nothing else in particular there. But that's not bad. So our first 4 shifts in a new city in Tampa. And now we have, went pretty good, and now we have our last injured officer back and ready for duty. So we have about $85K in petty cash. We'll be ready to actually buy another police vehicle. And with that, we can probably get him on the street in that vehicle, and we can also hire a second staff. So actually, why don't we do that, and that'll be the last action of our duty shift. So we will create a 3rd unit here. We'll buy a police car, which is $50,000, standard patrol car, and we will put him in that car, give him a sidearm, and also we're going to hire him a partner. So let's see. So we have a pretty good recruit here, Sergeant, David Howard. He's got 92 marksmanship and 90 driving, so I think we'll put him on that unit. Make sure to give him also a sidearm. And we'll also give him some body armor, and we'll have just enough money, or more than enough money, to give them a system terminal. And so now we'll have a 3rd squad car on the street. And another 26K in petty cash sitting in reserve. And that's probably just enough money for us to buy a couple more fire coats for our fire department. Let's do that. Let's buy 2 more fire coats for our standard fire truck. And actually we'll have just enough to buy our last 2 firefighters who don't have coats fire suits. And I think that's good for now for upgrades. Just rearrange those a little bit there. And I think that's all the money we're going to spend for now. I think we're going to call it a stream here. All right. Alright folks, that's going to be it for our stream for tonight. So that's it for 911 Operator. First time I've played it in a few months on stream anyway. Started out a little bit hectic, but always fun for me anyway to get some time to spend on it. So we're going to say goodnight, but before we do that, we're going to raid our buddy and one of our super mods, Daffy's, who's streaming Train Sim World tonight. Yeah, you're welcome, Daffy's. And he is working on the community challenge where Dovetail Games is basically, I believe, how's that work? I think they're donating a certain amount to charity based on the entire Train Sim World community collectively driving a certain number of miles en route in the game. So haven't had a chance to jump in and participate in that myself, but maybe I'll get some time tomorrow afternoon and put a few miles on and see if I can help out with the cause. Sounds like a good cause, all right? So in the meantime, everybody have a great night. You too, Daffy's. Appreciate that. All right, so thanks again, folks. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Everybody have a great night. And we're going to go say hi to our buddy Daffy's.